Hello, good evening. Um, seen in the news lately where Lamar had been in Nevada where sex is legal, and I believe I read like something like years ago about this one girl that was a Mormon and escaped from such a brothel, but catfish. Anyway, um, to me, I broke the news from the Breakfast Club, and with an interview that they had with the owner, and he just acts like you know it's nothing big, you know, maybe it's good for business. Pasta, cheese pasta. But anyway, um, sex industry seems to be very cruel, very heartless. At least that owner of that brothel seemed very heartless, very unconcerning, and the fact that his business sold him that stuff, and for someone to have to take something like 10 um, sexually enhanced drugs. I know if you are on cocaine, what they call a cocaine penis. After a while, but we see it time and time again where and he's saying it's a drug-free place. I have never, ever heard anybody that was in that industry, male or female, um, that was doing sexual activities that didn't have to have something because it is actually looked on as something that a lesser person does um, because of the actual STDs that are passed on from men having multiple partners. Um, so there are real health problems, and as you can see, um, the and it's all about getting money. I see the FBI also had uh like arrested 150 plus so pimps, and they had this one girl that they had interviewed, and she was saying, oh, it's like, oh, he had me feeling good. They were like, feeling like what? She goes, oh, a lot like love. Which let us know how sick our community is, because I think like they have a name for that when the captive becomes content, um, um, and not caring no more about escaping. What was it? Something syndrome. It escapes me at the moment. But it's a normal survival reaction of mammals. You know, um, that there's so much abuse. The women don't get paid. Um, the sexual transmitted diseases. The arrest of the women usually. Um, but see, the problem is that we have to teach our men to have a little bit more self-respect for themselves and to understand their human nature, because the damage is really done on the male side just as much on the female side, but probably in some ways more so on the male side. Because you remember them as little boys, they're more sensitive, they're more clinging, and they don't have that when you go from one to one. And I just thought that they had made the owner of that brothel made light of the whole situation. Um, and I think that's something else that We have to understand the place was not a lovely place, and some trailer, trash looking facilities there, you know. And we try to glamorize the sex industry, and you see movies like Lady Dressing in Red or something, or some prostitute just gets lucky enough to marry somebody with $1 billion. That don't happen. Usually, what happens is they end up not with a millionaire, and a lot of times dead, um, addicted to drugs, in jail, and separated and isolated because of the stigma to the sex industry. But my condolences to Lamar Odom's family. Um, it's a tragedy that we don't see the connection, the correlation that the sex industry, you know, and they're making trillions and billions of money. So to have compound more misery or through death, through indifference by the owner and his comments. I think it's a good time to make money off the situation, And let's face it, if you don't mind selling women, renting women out, or something, you know, it's something that have to put on a show and have sex and with these guys. And I know they test the women that come in. I don't think they test the men, and I know they stay a short time. So even with rubbers and stuff, it's a degrading business, and it's something um that usually people don't want to have out in the media. That's why it's supposed to be secret. And he's acting like, well, I can't say anything else because it's secret. Well, he said a lot for somebody that's supposed to not have such a big mouth, and that's how they make their money. You know, in lots of ways, I think like Bill Cosby of the world, where they're convinced that it's okay to have sex with a woman unconscious or run a train on them and stuff like that. They make money, and then they end up getting blackmailed and embezzled because the situation is looked at as something like an abomination, something of a way to uh, keep disease and a type of corruption and um, and have thirsty dot, you know, little bird, blondies up there and shit. You know what I'm saying? And they don't take into consideration of the big picture of the family, of the situation, how it affects the future, and sometimes the women are the worst ones. Like in that movie Color Purple, um, when they were out in the field and it was Whoopi Goldberg and uh um oh what's that talk show lady name Oprah and Oprah said something about like something. Oh, not it wasn't Oprah. It was Oprah's husband in the show, and she told him like she was getting beaten. She hated him. She goes beat him, and then the girl came out in the film like she was gonna beat Oprah, but she didn't. But I think we have a lot of those issues where women sometimes are so abused, like in the Color Purple, that they think that is normal, it's the way it's always been, and that it's more acceptable. And we have to change that for our little girls, for our daughters, for our sisters, for our tomorrows.